contribute something unique. Something that wouldn't have existed if you hadn't arrived. It's called your hero's journey. And every hero needs a mentor, a guide, an ally, one with unique wisdom, insight, proven experience, one who's traveled the road before and is willing to show you the way, to protect you, aid you, and accelerate your path to victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, your success mentor, Darren Hardy.
As Harvard professor who spent his entire career studying human performance, David McClellan, concluded, he said, quote, "After 25 years of research, the choice of a reference group, as in associations, is more important in determining your success or failure than any other single factor," end quote. That means more important than your background, your upbringing, your birth order, your gender, sexual orientation, political affiliation, zodiac sign, hair color, size, weight, bone structure, culture, training, or education, or innate talent, or intelligence. It's more important than any other factor in determining your success or failure. Above all else is your reference group, your associations. You will rise or fall to the level of your associations in life. Who you choose to associate and spend time with has a greater long-term impact on your health, on your wealth, and your happiness than all other factors in your life. You want to surround yourself with people who have the mindset, the habits, and dedication that you want yourself, and then you will rise together. Yet, most people put more conscious thought into picking the color of their smartphone case. Now, I get it. This is hard. It's very difficult to access and connect with elevated associations, those that you need to rise to the next level. A, they're busy achieving, and B, they're usually not looking for more friends. They have enough people pulling on them all day. So, what do you have to do? You have to go where they're already going. I mentioned it in a couple of weeks ago in a Darren Daily that I've tried all sorts of things to go where wealthy people hung out. I joined country clubs, private dining clubs, society groups, angel investment clubs, symphony groups. I joined prestigious boards of companies where other notable and successful people were, and more. Okay, all to little or no avail. Why? Well, here's what I learned, and this is an important takeaway for all of you as well, okay? Just because they are rich in bank account didn't mean that they were rich in the mind, meaning aggressively interested in learning and growing and stretching and expanding and pushing themselves personally, or rich in the heart, meaning willing to share, support, assist, and exchange ideas. Rich in the wallet is actually not that rare. There are a lot of rich people in the world. Just go to Monaco or, the yacht harbors in any town. Rich in the wallet, head, and heart. Now that's rare indeed. And it is really difficult to befriend that caliber of person, especially if you don't have much to offer that person at the start. The Hardy Club changes all that. You see, I've spent 29 years now with unique access to the most successful people in the world, having had television channels and a print publication that they desired to be featured on. So for 29 years, I have been collecting relationships with these special people, attracting a global community of other leaders who wanted to learn what it is that I've drawn from those enviable folks. And now all those relationships have been brought together in right here, right now, in the Hardy Club. And they will be in there with you, no matter where you are in your achievement ascension, in the Hardy Clubhouse, giving, contributing, exchanging, and encouraging you. Now, why? Why would they be in there to benefit you? Because collectively, it will be a rich, rich environment, one that they will benefit from themselves and greatly, which only encourages them to contribute more and more. What we have created here is what I call the magical gold mine. Imagine discovering a gold mine filled wall to wall, floor to ceiling with gold coins, as far as the eye could see, seemingly infinite. With the people that I know who were already members of the Hardy Club, this is a vast, vast gold mine. Hey, just our elite members alone represent hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue for the companies that they captain. And speaking of captains, the 25 Hardy Club captains that we selected also represent a vast treasure trove of experience, wisdom, contacts, and influence. And that is just a tiny fraction of the several thousand global leaders, influencers, and high achievers who make up this club and the contents of this magical gold mine. Now, let me tell you how to mine this magical gold mine. This is what you're going to want to pay special attention to, okay? And it begins this section in your workbook titled The Hardy Club Action Guide. So go ahead and locate that, okay? 4 ways to mine the magical gold mine. All right, starting with number 1, give. The best way to get is to give. Now, I know that you know this, but most people don't actually practice this. They seek to get, not to give. I want you to switch out your intention and objective consciously. Go into the clubhouse with one objective, just to give. I promise, like magic, you will get. Maybe not immediately, but I promise eventually. And don't give so that you can get, just give, to give. And trust in the magic. Not only will you get back gold, you will get gold back multiplied. That is why it's called a magical gold mine and not just a gold mine. Because the more you give to the gold mine, the more you will eventually get in your pocket, but multiplied. Look, this is not just me saying this, okay? This is biblical. It's right there in Proverbs 11:24, which says, quote, "Those who give generously receive more, but those who are stingy will grow needy." Take this mindset to heart as you engage in the Hardy Club. Give, 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 give. And I promise, and Proverbs promises, it will come back to you multiplied. Go into the clubhouse looking to raise others up, and they'll raise you back. This is truth, or you can say gospel. Amen to that. Okay. Number 2, humility. Humility versus posturing. Earlier in my career, I thought the way to be impressive and to gain respect from others was to find a sly and clever way to slip in my accomplishments and how successful I was, even if it was fluffed up a bit as well. This is called chest puffing or peacocking. And looking back, it wasn't even sly or clever at all. It was always blatant and egregious. You have to know that we are all a lot more transparent than we think. Just never forget that. We're so transparent, okay? And it wasn't effective. Later, I discovered that this peacocking is the ultimate tell of someone not wise, not confident, and certainly not successful. It wasn't until I was older and wiser and a lot more emotionally intelligent that I learned the key to respect and connection is the exact opposite. I learned that humility is the number one most admired attribute in a person of influence. I learned how humility is the ultimate strength, the ultimate statement of confidence. Humility is not thinking less of oneself. It's only thinking of yourself less. When you are humble, you are not decreasing your regard or esteem for yourself. What you are doing is you are increasing your regard and esteem for others, and they will feed it back to you. So you can have all the status that you want in the group. You can gain all the esteem that you desire by giving status and esteem to others in the group. Know this, the group rewards the helpful and humble character, and the group beats down and banishes the arrogant takers. Remember, we're a social tribe species. We survive by learning how to work in groups. Instinctually, we can sniff out a selfish peacocking taker in a single whiff, in a single post, in a single sentence, in a single comment. Inside the clubhouse is an excellent environment for you to practice humility. As I teach you in Hero's Journey, humility is not a natural trait. No one is naturally humble. Becoming humble, in fact, is an arduous process. It is a hard-won virtue. We are all born little narcissists. The baby cries when it's hungry, dirty, or wants to be held. It wants attention on demand. It has no regard for the mood or concerns of the mother or even the environment around it. Many never break out of this attention-demanding pattern. And now as adults, many are still trying or not trying to grow out of their selfish narcissism. So I want you to be intentional as you engage with others in the clubhouse. Bring your best self, your humble, authentic, and generous self to the community. And the magical goldmine will reward you. And number 3, positivity. Be the light in every room you enter, every discussion you enter, every comment thread that you're on. Brighten every exchange that you enter. Always look for what's positive and possible and right. Point others to the light. You see, outside the walls of this special clubhouse, the world is quick to piss on your parade. People are quick to beat you down, to tell you how it won't work, how you're wrong, how you're doing it wrong, and how it's not possible. The world outside the sanctity of our clubhouse walls is quick to criticize, correct, or condemn. But not you, not in here, not with us, okay? If you want to get ahead in life, let me give you a big tip for your notes, okay? Start genuinely rooting for others to succeed. Cheer them on. Be an encourager, not a critic. If you adopt that mentality, I'm telling you, you will become a magnet for the highest quality of people. They will be attracted to you and they will seek you out. Simply put, and you're going to want to write this down as well. Root for others to win, and you'll start winning more. Here's another big tip to amplify your magnetism. Assume that everybody likes you. I mean, they really, really like you. This takes advantage of what's called a feedback loop called acceptance prophecy. The more that we think someone likes us, the warmer and more outgoing we act, and as a result, become more likable. When communicating with anyone, a stranger, someone in a discussion forum, talk to them as if they were already a friend, somebody who already likes you. I know it sounds simple, maybe even naive, but I'm telling you it works. The emotional energy of your communication will transmit hundreds, thousands of miles away, and it will change how you are perceived, and it will change how they respond back to you. And then number 4, take a sip here. Change context. Okay, this is an important one here. To build real, meaningful, and rich relationships, you want to meet these enviable achievers in the clubhouse, but then find the ones that you really connect with and meet selective members outside the clubhouse walls as well. This is why it is so easy for kids to make and develop lifelong friends in school, and why it is so dang hard for adults to develop new relationships. Here's why. Kids meet each other at school, are repeatedly in contact with each other for other purposes, going to class, and in that repeated contact, affinities grow. And then they quickly change the context with selective members outside the school walls. They hang out at each other's houses. They participate in after-school sports teams together. They go to the mall or the movies together, etc. This change of context opens up new topics for discussion, new ways to relate and share, and creates the ability to go deeper than surface-level conversations and surface-level relationships. Okay? So with that, now, let me explain the 4 types of expanded associations to build. We've talked about associations will build you or destroy you, right? There are 2 other types of associations we're not going to touch on. You know what they are. Those that you need to limit association with and those that you need to disassociate with, okay? This is the category of expanded relationships. These are the hardest to get and the most important for your success. And there are 4 types of expanded associations to build. This distinction is really, really important, okay? These are the different types of associations, that groups that you want to build, and how and when to change the context so that you can take those relationships deeper. Okay, here are the 4 types. Number 1, a like-minded community. And that is what the Hardy Club is. So the hard work and the influence it takes to pull all these super busy and super valuable associations together has been done for you. You don't have to figure out how to do that on your own. I've used my resume and influence to put it all together for you. Okay. Now, there are 4 essential factors for having a valuable and productive community, and you're going to want to leverage all 4 of these in your relationship development. So let me cover those for you to understand how we have built this like-minded association group, this like-minded community. A shared mindset, sharing at least 3 of these things: a shared purpose, those serious about learning, sharing, and growing. Second, a shared ambition, those serious about playing life at a significant level, because let's face it, most aren't. And third, a shared commitment, those willing to play full out and be consistent. And we'll find out who is willing to do that. Then B, there's what's called exposure. To have elevated associations influence you, you have to have regular, ongoing, and repeated exposure with them. This requires having other reasons to repeatedly come together, and other purpose, value to be brought together over and over. The clubhouse is that place. It's like kids going to class who then over time develop affinities, who then develop lifelong relationships outside the schoolyard. The clubhouse is that for us. These valuable people will keep going back into the clubhouse because there is a magical goldmine for them to benefit from as well. Thus, they will be there for you to benefit from as well. Are you getting this? I'm hoping, okay? And then C, the setting. The environment has to be set up to be productive. And this is something that we've been working really, really hard over the last several months. It needs to be curated to be a rich and efficient and safe environment to encourage disclosure. That is why, to ensure that this is a safe and welcoming space for everyone, we will strictly enforce our no solicitation policy. Okay, you soliciting another member to be a client of your business. Okay, those relationships, we can't talk. It needs to be safe. This is a place where we're learning and growing together to do what we're doing individually better. Okay, this will allow us to maintain a clean and rich environment where everyone can feel comfortable letting their guard down and participating in an open and honest discussion. You are welcome, of course, to refer and suggest resources and contacts and services that have been helpful to you to others in the club. That is one of the great benefits of having exposure to all these great and well-connected people, but not at the self-interest or personal gain of yourself, okay? I'm sure you understand. I'm sure you understand the distinction as well, and you understand the benefits that this brings to everybody. And then D, time. To have expanded associations have an effect on you, you have to be part of something where the same group of people gets together frequently. The more frequent, the better. There's no way around it. You need to invest time. The power of positive association is subtle, but it is profound in its influence. And this influence takes time because associations don't shove you in a direction. They nudge you ever so slightly over time. And that requires time. Okay, so the first type of expanded association is our like-minded community, the Hardy Club that we have built for you. The second is an accountability group or a huddle group. This is now drawing from the collective like-minded community and now creating a subgroup of 6 to 8 to 10 members max, members that you will meet with regularly, either weekly or bi-weekly. And this is how it works. This is where a member makes a presentation about an opportunity or challenge that they're facing and asks for the group's input. After the topic is presented, each other member in the group is given a set amount of time to share their perspective. It's a powerful experience, and the resources that you can gather from that are incredible if you build the right group. And now, you'll have the entire Hardy Club membership to draw from to build this accountability or huddle group. This is such an advantage for you. But I wish I had had this when I was trying to build the groups that I needed to elevate me on my own ascent versus having to trying to find this caliber of like-minded there out in the greater wild. And maybe sometime in the clubhouse, I'll host an office hour session to explain how to facilitate a productive accountability group. And then number 3, an elevated friend group. You see, for me, my group is called the Dirty Dozen. You've probably heard about them. I've talked about them a lot on Darren Dailies and so forth. And these are 10 other guys that I personally selected to affect me. These are men of extraordinary character, experience, and wisdom, and men who have come to support and care about each other deeply. And yes, for me, men, hey, look, just being straight, I am surrounded all day, every day and night by women whom I love. But, every once in a while, a guy needs some freaking guy time. And that is one of the great things about number 3 here. This is your group. You put it together. You get to lead it. You facilitate it. So you design it any way that you want. For me, this was a hole in my life that I needed filling. So that is why I built this group that way. As a group, we get together once or twice a year physically in some fantastic location, hosted by one or two of the other members, and we have a lifetime highlight experience together. And I facilitate a rich mastermind of discussion and insight sharing over the several days that we're together. And we are constantly communicating via text, phone, and Zoom all year long. And individuals will get together in different places all over the world. And we're constantly sharing knowledge and resources and all the things that we're finding out there in the wild that is having an impact on our business and our personal lives. And it's just a fantastic. I have to tell you, this has been the richest association group of my life. And I'm explaining it to you because I suggest that you build a group like this of your own. Oh, and by the way, this Dirty Dozen group, they're all in the Hardy Club. And I'll get them all to do a special elite insight session for you as well. Each of them are truly remarkable human beings with incredible wisdom to share. And then the fourth and final expanded association that you want is a peak performance partner, or also referred to as a success buddy or an accountability partner. This is one person dedicated to holding you to account, someone that you get together with weekly to share your achievement updates of your wins, your losses, your fixes, your ahas, and then your goals for next week. The framework for this meeting that you have, which is only 30 minutes at the end of the week, is in the achievement management system of living your best year ever. I call this person my intellectual sparring partner, okay? Somebody who will call you on your BS, question your assumptions, and push you to think bigger and go harder. Again, I can take you deeper on how to maximize this relationship and process in a future office hour session in the clubhouse. So those are the 4 expanded associations that you want to build, and they are all now possible for you as you have the Hardy Club Association pool in which to draw from. 1, a like-minded community. That's what we have here. 2, an accountability group, a huddle group, what have you. 3, elevated friend group. And then 4, a peak performance partner or accountability partner. To build these groups out in the wild by yourself is hard. I know that's what I had to do. But I didn't have a unique advantage because I will say I did have a unique advantage because of my positions in media. I had unique access to the most successful people in the world who I was going to be featuring on television or in my print publication. And that is what the Hardy Club is about. Now giving you that same access because we pulled them all together here. I want to say something very directly to all our new members to the Hardy Club, okay? Not to offend you, but to provoke you. If you do not mind 10 to 100 times the value that you paid to become a Hardy Club member out of this magical gold mine, it will be your fault, period. It will be because you didn't show up, you didn't do the work, you didn't add your gold to the mine, which is why you didn't get it back and get it back multiplied. The point here is, it would be a shame to not mine this magical gold mine for all it's worth and use it to completely change the prospects of your future forever. And I told you how to mine this magical gold mine. Review your notes because that's the way that you mine it. All right, just know that it's here for you. This vast gold mine is now right before your feet. You only have to mine it. And it does take work, but the return on effort and investment is exponential. This is how you 10x or 50x or 100x your life. These associations have that kind of power. And I'll turn it back to Allie now.
Okay, if any of that spoke to you and to your heart, to your ambition and to what you want to do with your life, then this is your personal invitation to join us as a Hardy Club member now. Now, this is not available to everyone and not all the time, but this is your invitation from Darren right now. If you choose to be the exception and join our crash of hard charging rhinos, just click the button below this video and it will take you to a private member enrollment page. I hope to be rolling out the red carpet for you on the other side, welcoming you into the Hardy Club.